Good, I think this is going to work. I'm going to keep it nice and short. I'm a little tired. What I want to show you is, first of all, somebody asked the question, what is the angle of what? Try and remember, if the number system is 10, okay, and the letter system is 26, okay, we have a total of 36. So now you have to take, how many angles do we have in 36? We have 18 angles, 360 degrees, 20 degrees each. That's all. If you go to 45 degrees, you're going in between two. If you go to 22, you're in between two. Now you're in between the in-between, which is like saying 1 to 45, don't count 1, don't count 0, which is not 0, it's actually 1, but you're not really anywhere, but you're before and you're after something else that was there, but the starting point is 0. Okay, then we're going to go to Rubik's Cube, in which Rubik's Cube, you have 4 corners on the top, 4 corners on the bottom. 8. You have 4 on the center. You have 4 on the bottom in the center, and you have 6 in the middle. 6 by 8 by 8, 384 Hebrew New Year's. 8 and 8, 16, and 6 is 22, letter V for life. The letter V for life, if you take a look, one part of this is a double V, the other one's a double U. In French, they say W, meaning 2 V's. In English, they say the double of the U. If you turn it sideways, it becomes what? It's a little birdie. Wrong again. Actually, it all started out as something I'm going to show you in a minute. So anyways, we finished with this. We have 22. 22 plus 384 is 406. Or 100 years in the desert of man 6. Or 40 times 6 is 240, which is 10 days. 3, 1, and 6 days are the 613 days of Moses. 6 days awake. 3 days of sleep and 1 day for the good old Lord. 6 days of 16 hours awake, 6 days of 8 hours of sleep, and then we get the 3 days of 16 hours awake and 8 hours of sleep, and then we end up with blah, blah, blah the whole week and how it goes. So you followed me on that, right? So 406, 4 and 6 is 10, so you would have actually 2 zeros in the same area. Having 2 zeros, both zeros, everybody knows. 0 equals 2 numbers, 1 and 5, A&E, arts and entertainment, from the beginning to the end. Once you put one link over the other link, you can reconnect the train and the train's ready to go. 2 zeros, a link. Everything is something for something else in order to create something else for us to know within our lifetime, over our lifetime, to learn what all these something else's actually are in another way, fashion of use. Bringing on the caboose. Okay, so now we have, I'm gonna look on here and we're gonna go, we talked about Rubik's Cube, and anyways, on Rubik's Cube, now that we showed you 4 and 4 and 4, there's actually 9 pieces on each side's face. Not actually 9 pieces, because all the corners are valued at 3. All the centers are valued at 2. 2 and 3, number 23. That's the way it is. And all the centers, well, they only have 1 sticker on it, so they're valued at 1. But the center is connected to a dial. It dials up 6, 4 this way when you turn it, and 2 stay still. 4 and 2, 2 and 4, 4 and 2, both ways in between is 3 and 3. Do you know if you go 1, 2, 3, you've actually placed the dial on everything? Because it starts on where you need not go back. You were there to begin with. Move 3. Now what we're going to tell you is 4 and 3. 4 and 3, why we're talking about 4 and 3, I don't know how I came up to this right now, but 4 times 4 is 16. The 16th letter is P. 3 by 3 is 9. The 9th letter is I. It stands for pi. That's why I brought it up. The other reason, it's Mars and Earth. The other thing, Mars and Earth in gematria total 103. And Mercury, in one word, totals 103 just the same. 4 plus 4 is 8, 3 plus 3 is 6, so it's manner connecting 2 worlds of 4 and 4 corners. That's why we get 8. 8 and 6. 6 is the 6 faces on the dial, if you want to look that way. When you cut it apart now, the letter J, I put one J upside down to the other J. See the straight line, and here's one J only, upside down. Here's the other J upside down. When you take it away, it looks like is, like for Israel. Okay, were they talking? But when you continuation of the J bend, just like on any hook, you end up with 2 teardrops or 2 tear hooks, which are like any heart, which squeezes the oil. Do you remember the way they squeeze the oil on the Tin Man? Right? The end, if you take a look, they used to have a squeezing thing. You know when you make cakes, you squeeze it? The other thing is like that is, I didn't talk about diamonds. When you go to the diamond card, if you put the diamond card this way, or you put the diamond card this way, the diamonds count for both sides. So now you have to count it for both sides, standing up, making the diamond suit having more value, or actual more possibilities of doing things. Yeah. So anyways, I showed you this, I showed you that. Here was the pi. What's funny about the 4 is 4 times 4 is 16 letter P, 4 plus 4, letter H, P and H go together in the combination coming from the 4 house. So now you have 16, you have 3 plus 3, 3 times 3. The total of 16 and 9 is 25, and that stands for Jack. The phone Jack? What Jack? So many ways to look at Jack. I've got some Jacks. I got a Jack right here. Here's a Jack. See the Jack? It's got 4 balls and then a heads and a tail. So does that mean I should tell you to guess? Because I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Then there's, you got to just put things together and see where the numbers showed up. If I remember, the club and the spade equal to 38 and 45. The diamond equals to 65. The heart is 52. Then we have all the suits. There was one other thing I wanted to say. Was it the club? Was it the spade? I don't remember. Since we're only into 6 minutes, try and catch on to this. The 1 ball in full is yellow. So is the 9. The 1 child, the 1 spirit, the 1 of whatever, and the 9 birth. 19. The 1900s. Because this is the time we have to recognize that it was the 1900s onto this year that's so different from any other year. In the years of 2000, there has never been a year that's coming into a year like this year is. Because this is the first year we can have a bar mitzvah in the year 2000. Couldn't have ever done that before. And we're 19. Then we have the 2 ball. 2 times 10 is 20. Can we say for the year 2000? 2 plus 10 is 12. Can we say to begin at 2012? That's the blue ball. So we have yellow, blue, now we have red. The 3, which is a difference between the 3 and the 11 ball, is 8. And it's the same thing in Baccarat. When you play Baccarat, when the dealer has a 3 and the player pulls an 8, okay, I think it's the only time that the dealer does not pull a card because he already has the connection of the 8 heaven, 3 creation of the 8 heaven, so in that game he doesn't pull. I told you, everything has to become because it got built on something. So now 3 and 11 is 14. So if you go to the 14 ball, the 14 ball and the 6 ball are both green. They connect together. 14 and 6 equals 20. You got connected there by 11 ball, which is 3 and 11 is 14. You got 2014, and that's next year. That's the first complete year of bar mitzvah. Because O is not a year. It's, like they say, one of those bang-up leap years. So O is not a year. So in all actuality, 2014 would end bar mitzvah year, because let's say you inseminate in the year 2000 to have the child. All of the year 2000 is the child. Now 2001 is 1 year, 2002 is 2 years, year 2013 is 13 years ending. Okay? So everybody is falling actually in the whole reality. It's like saying, oh, my child's a day old, he's a couple of hours old, he's a week old, he's a year old, he's a whole of something. It takes time before the whole spirit connects, but now we're playing with little things, saying, oh, now you're playing with this, and anyways, it's bar mitzvah time, okay, and this is the year next year, so you have the red ball, you have the green ball. Now, if you take red 27 gematria tree, okay, and green 49, 59, 69, 76, you have the spirit of 76 inside the year 2014. Which brings on 5775. in the Hebrew calendar, in which if you take 1776, and I think if you reverse it, double it up, it becomes 3552, and then if you take 3552, it becomes 1555115, and anyways, whatever it is, it turns into 5775. And also it's the year of Einstein, 283928. It's also Grover Cleveland. Did you know I remember sitting Shiva, and I swear, every time the rabbi goes, Baruch, I'm going Barack Obama. I mean, they had to copy the Torah everywhere. Adonai. Who's going to deny what? Adonai. Baruch haba. Who's calling you on the telephone? Coded in Hebrew. Of course. Combine calendars together. Don't forget. Julian calendar, Gregorian calendar. Jesus came out before the number. I don't even know how they worked it. When Jesus is 33 years old when he died, when did the calendar start? At that time or 33 years before? Because I always begin my time on the same time, 3760. Anyways, we did red and green, okay, in which I'm just trying to think of something because I saw something on my page that was a mistake that I didn't tell you. At the same time, as I told you, everything is a difference of 8. The 8 is the black hole. The black hole, the difference in between knowing and not knowing, between the two worlds that we actually live in. It's like saying 2020. When you look at 2020, okay, everybody sees 27, but I don't see it. I'll see 30, then I'll see 45. Or all zeros will equal 15, 1 and 5 is 6, 2, 6, 6, 2. Or I'll see it as 15, I'll go 1 by 5, 1 plus 5 equals to 11. 11 plus 2 is 13, or 11 times 2 is 22. 1 becomes the W for life, and automatically the 23rd letter. So it's all like this whole big thing. So anyways, let me see what else I have in here. There's so many things. You know what I liked? I was looking at a word yesterday before we end this one, and the word, I'm going to do this next in the next video. The word was blend, and it says blue end because at the end, life is so blue, icy blue. You know what I'm saying? And in curling, you call it the end. Now here's the extension of what? Brackets, goalposts, make it around, to get around, to make it around, to get around. The furthest point back to the next point will create your V, but to go around it, it's still the U. You see what happens to 1? The minute you put 1 right next to a C, now it makes an extension. Now you've got, instead of having a square or a half a circle, you have now a rectangle or a round, 3/4 round. When you have a 3/4 round, how round do you actually have? What are the straightaways around in a 1 mile round? What's a 1 mile round? It has to go out, and you have to go all the way around, like a racetrack. Something like that. I never thought of it. Anyways, for now, I'm going to let you go. I got to do it. It's all right. I'm painting something on my floor. It's not great, but it's nice. Raphael 7286 in the constellation Pegasus. I just hope this works. Thank you. Oh, you want me to rate my own video? Let's see. No commercials. You're still watching. Oh, that's a good sign. It's okay. I'm going to give it a 65% for finding some sort of interest. If you work with me on some stuff, we can figure out some more stuff. You know what I want to show you now? Look at the corner. See the bird? Just below the bird, to the left is blue, and under the blue is a little bit of beige. It looks like an animal coming out from the waterfall. It's just really weird. I see so many things. Oh my God. Anyways, I'm painting the floor, not in that room, but in that room there. Thank you for watching Raphael 7286. Before I screw it up too much, that's the end of it for now. Today, 24th July 2013. Till tomorrow.